So we've had Chris Hipkins on the show this morning saying no thanks to the bipartisan letter from Christopher Luxon. This is on gas exploration. We've also had Sinlay on the program. The chief executive told us they've just signed a new energy deal, multi-year, and it's double what they were paying. Major energy users are also this morning calling for stronger backup as Huntly Power Station remains key to supply. The major electricity users group says it's not a question of whether the market is broken or not, it's a question of whether it's delivering the outcomes that we need, and according to them, it ain't. Karen Boyes is Chief Executive. Karen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. First of all, who do you represent? What groups, major electricity users groups, who are we talking about?
So 13 of the largest organisations across the country. So we've got members like Fonterra, NZ Steel, OG, PAMPAC. We've also got recent members DataGrid, who are looking to open a data centre down south, Amazon Web Services, who you'll be familiar with up in Auckland. We've also recently welcomed Ansco Foods, meat and lamb there. Also got Woolworths. I said it's quite a mix. I said what is a large energy user is changing. But certainly, I said the concerns across all our members are the same.
And the government report coming out tomorrow, I don't think, based on the language that I've heard, that they're going to split up the gentailers. Is that something you want? And if we don't get that, what else?
I said splitting the gentailers, I wouldn't say the government would pursue it. I said for us, we don't see it as a key action to pursue. I said our focus is how do we bring down the wholesale electricity price, so that's the spot price. Our biggest concerns coming out of last winter were obviously supply. I said we have a dry year risk that continues to hurt the country, and I said we've also seen fuel like gas disappear. So what we'd really like to see is some work to provide some firming generation. I see as of 8 o'clock this morning, the Commerce Commission's put its draft decision out for Huntly, saying that it approves or draft approves continuing the use of Huntly Rankine Unit 2. I said we certainly welcome that, but I said our view is that we need more than just simply the Huntly unit to keep the country stable through our weather, whether it's a dry year, wet year. I said we need that comfort as businesses and houses that will have reliable supply, whatever the weather is outside.
I haven't had a chance to look at that, as you can imagine, being on air. But
Yep.
Tell us, so what have they said? So you can keep the Rankine 2, because we've had the coal deal done for the next 10 years, so we know there's enough coal for Huntly. Do we need more than that?
I think we certainly do. From a resilience perspective as a country, I said it is, I said it is uncautious to put all your eggs in one basket. I said having it at one site does create resilience issues. And I think as a country, we know about the risks that we can face. I think we should be looking at other options for firming. And I said in the long term, that should be using our hydro. I said, so we desperately need to be building out more renewables. But at the moment, I said we really need to look at our thermal options. We do understand there is potentially an option up in Marsden at the Channel Infrastructure site, possibly for a diesel peaker up there, which would be helpful. I said, sadly, we are losing the Taranaki plant at the end of this year. So I said it would be great to have a third option in the country. And over time, I said a South Island option would be great.
So a diesel, what are you talking about in Northland?
So I know that they're looking at early engineering studies about what it might involve to have a diesel plant there. I said they are connected to the grid. It is north of Auckland, so it does provide a great location. So at these early stages, I said I understand they've just done the engineering work, but it's certainly an option that we'd like to see the government look at seriously.
Karen, what about, there's the big debate about gas. The major energy electricity users group, do you place any hope, are your hopes and dreams that gas will fill some of this void?
Realistically, in the short term, no. I said when we see the report tomorrow, I said the first thing I'll be looking at is how does that help my members, broader businesses and consumers, including myself, go into next winter? Does it actually have any downward pressure on our electricity bills? Gas, I said I've seen the discussion this morning between the Prime Minister and Chris Hipkins. I said bipartisan agreement on energy policy would be ideal. I said the uncertainty that we've faced in the last 5 to 6 years has been really detrimental. I said we have been calling for some bipartisan agreement. whether it's on energy policy as a whole or even gas. I said at the moment, what we'd love to see is some agreement on what's going to happen with gas and what's going to happen with firming, because those are two key risks that are really impacting the price in the market at the moment.
Karen, sadly at this point they're not even agreeing on, they can't even agree on who's more bipartisan. That's the latest thing they've got to fight about. Appreciate your time this morning, Karen. Karen Boyes, Major Electricity Users Group Chief Executive. Time is 12 minutes. Interesting on the ComCom report as well.